What does 24 million gallons of crystal clear water look like? On the next podcast, Mike Flinn, General Manager of Lagoonfest, Texas and the Lago Lagoon, will join us to explain how a giant crystal clear lagoon can help sell homes in a new master plan community. I'm Uri Mann, the host of the Uri Mann Show. Today, we're really lucky to have Mike Flinn joining us here live in the studio. Mr. Mike Flinn manages the largest crystal lagoon in Texas. The Crystal Lagoon concept has been used to market master plan communities. In 2019, the lagoon was built, it was opened, and then we wanted to open the lagoon for public access and did a best search for the most qualified company and person to run the lagoon. And Mike Flinn was appointed to run the public access portion of the Lago Lagoon, which now has over 100,000 guests per year. So thanks for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, great. So tell us a little bit about your background. I know you worked for Disney for a short period of time. You worked for water parks. You've managed, you've built a water park. I'm curious kind of what in your background prepared you for managing this facility today?
Well, with all my experiences that I've had, it's more about just learning from every guest interaction, every interaction with ownership, and learning from that and making myself better. Really what we do is we're in the people business. We're dealing with people. We're here to make our guests happy. And that's what keeps them coming back. So just learning from those interactions, I think is what kind of made, prepare me for this.
You must have some pretty interesting stories from being there on site, 5 days a week managing the facility. So the demands on the job in the heat, making people smile. One of the most important things about the lagoon is it's there to sell homes, right? They have 14 active builders in the project, and you're there to make sure the guests are happy. Tell me about the kinds of things that you do at the lagoon that make the residents of the community of Lago Mar happy and really looking back at their decision at buying a home, they've made the right decision, and really a big part of it is because of you.
A lot of it is just bringing that kind of cruise ship mentality on land.
Okay.
A lot of people like to go and visit the Caribbean. We've got this beautiful lagoon. We got white sandy beaches. I mean, you're basically in the Caribbean. I mean, that
right, yeah.
In the middle of Texas City, you're in the Caribbean.
The Bahamas is there here in Texas.
Exactly. So I mean, what better amenity do you have where you can just kind of get away from life and just sit there on the beach? We have servers that come around. They'll bring you your frozen margaritas. You can stay there. We have live music every weekend. Labor Day weekend, you come out and see Prince tribute band.
Wow.
That's almost like seeing Prince himself. And that's every weekend what we have. We have luau's. We have movie nights, sitting on the beach watching a movie. This amenity cannot be found in other communities. I live in a community, and I sit there and I'm like, why can't we be like Lago Mar?
Right.
It's a great amenity. It's a great way to bring people in to sell houses. I've heard numerous guests walk out and saying, we got to move here. So it's a great amenity.
That's fantastic. So I noticed that this entertainment is a big part of what you do at the lagoon, and I know that I read that did you used to be a wrestler?
I wrestled for a little bit.
You did? In the like the WWF type of thing?
It wasn't WWF. It was a little regional promotion.
Okay.
But it was when wrestling was really hot in the late 90s.
Right.
I'm just trying to find something to entertain the residents that I was working for. So I brought in wrestling, and tickets weren't really selling. So I said, hey, why don't I
Wow, that's great. So you
get
volunteered?
into a storyline.
Okay.
So I went through all the training, fell in love with it.
Right.
And went on and became a champion. Traveled all over Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's always, and I was a bad guy.
So was your name Mike Flinn used? Would you use a different name back
then? It
then?
was the Enforcer.
Okay, the Enforcer. We're gonna have to. Everyone should Google the Enforcer. There's got to be some videos out there. But tell us more about entertainment, since that's really kind of one of your specialties. I understand there's concerts happening at the lagoon right now, and what kind of anything that you're looking forward to coming up?
Like I said, the Prince show, I'm very, very looking forward to. We have a Caribbean festival coming up at the 26th of September.
Okay.
We have our Labor Day show is going to be massive with Shakira tribute, Selena tribute, like I said, Prince. We also have our floating stage concerts, which we'll have Aaron Watson and Kevin Fowler, which are Texas legends.
Yeah, so I've been to these. So this is a giant floating stage that was built in the middle. It's actually suspended in the lagoon, and the artists are performing there. And so, who's performing this week or next week on the floating stage?
It'll be September 2nd.
Okay.
It's Aaron Watson and Kevin Fowler.
Okay.
And like I said, they're they're Texas country legends.
Texas country legends. Right at Lago Mar.
Right at Lago Mar.
That's fantastic. What do you see is the future of your business? In the sense, you're operating a lagoon that's open to the general public. There's also a beach area that's only for the residents of Lago Mar. How do you see this amenity, given you're managing the facility, you're operating every day? What is the future of the facility? What do you think will come there in the future?
I mean, there's so much future development that should be coming with hotels, restaurants, retail areas, apartments coming in. I mean, if I'm in an apartment, what better view will I have than looking out this beautiful lagoon, especially sunset coming down over the lagoon? I mean, it's a beautiful amenity. A lot of development. I tell everybody within the next 5 to 6 years, you won't even recognize what we have there now.
So, Mike, one of the things that's pretty unique about the lagoon that you manage, you manage the residential portion of the lagoon and also the public access portion of the lagoon. Somebody coming to buy a home today, they see that the public has access and they have their own area as well. Tell me about how the public portion of it really benefits the residents, or how do you manage the difference between having a residential side and a public side to the lagoon?
I'd say the public side helps with the operation for the resident side. It's a training ground, so we can put some of our better servers helping the residents. Also, it's a funding source where we can help pay for some of the maintenance and the upkeep of the lagoon to keep the residence portion at a lower level that they would have to pay. And just keeping people out there, keeping people active, keeping people moving. It's bringing in more residents as we're helping to sell houses. I like to consider myself now somewhat of a real estate agent because I'm actually helping the real estate agents close deals and sell houses.
You are actually selling homes. At the end of the day, you're creating smiles for those customers that are coming to the lagoon, but you're also selling homes.
Correct.
Understood. Yeah.
A lot of the real estate agents, they bring their potential clients in, and I'll sit down and I'll talk with them about everything that the lagoon has to offer and hopefully help them in closing their deals.
And you were managing water parks. I read that you originally built a water park and that kind of led to you getting into the management side, and you've been very successful moving up within managing attractions and water parks. I always like to ask, if you look back 20 years to your younger self and you can meet yourself, what kind of tips would you give yourself? Is there something that you would say to yourself, hey, knowing what I know today as a successful manager of this type of attraction or where I was going to go in life, what would I tell myself?
There are two big things.
Okay.
One, don't try to win every battle.
Right.
When I was younger in my career, I fought and tried to win every battle. I thought I was right, like most young kids. I thought I was right on everything. Found out that I was not right on everything. The second thing is you got to take time out for yourself. Within my career, I've always put my work first, and I still do. But you got to take time out for yourself, or else you're going to get burnt out. Luckily, I haven't hit that, but I see a lot of my fellow colleagues in this career field that are suffering from a lot of burnout. So
okay, well, thank you for coming on today. I did note that Lagoonfest, Texas, anybody who shares or likes the video that we're going to be producing for this podcast will qualify for the chance to win 4 free tickets to Lagoonfest, Texas. So thank you very much for doing that.
Definitely.
And we're excited to have had you today and looking forward to see what comes to Lago Mar.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Lagoonfest, Texas is the largest summer beach event in the Houston area and will bring hundreds of thousands of happy families to Lago Mar. Experience the white sand beaches and crystal clear water that surround the 12-acre Crystal Lagoon.